Saw you think about trying to jump in there.
I had to make sure you got all the leftover water out of the tube.
It's not how that works.
Can't have the first pump out of the pump.
Good morning, Mr. David. Good morning, sir. Welcome to Monday, my favorite day of the week.
Your favorite.
Why is it my favorite day of the week, you ask? I know none of you asked, but I don't care. Because I get to rant. Or I get to be belt-fed, as Liz and Vinny call it. Belt-fed Phil on Monday.
Yes.
Coffee.
And actually,
morning.
that was Nick. He came up with that about Aaron one day when he was getting excited about
What?
making sure our place is maintained and kept clean here.
Belt-fed. So I am going to rant a little bit this morning.
Go.
And it's going to be on you.
People don't like it when you point at them. You know, this is like...
Oh, that's a good thing then, because I'm going to do it a lot today. What if you wag your finger at somebody? Does that count? No, that's...
You gotta do the parent face, too. I mean, I don't know if dads can do the same look that moms can, but... I tried really hard.
It's the look and the voice.
Did you see Did you see the caption picture, whatever you call it, the clickbaity picture that Charles did for our IOC conversation? I'm standing back there next to the map, and you're going like this on my head.
I did not see that.
It was glorious. Hi, Charles.
Speak of the Charles.
Speak of the Charles.
Speak of the Charles. So,
What are you about today?
should I just go into it now, or should I
Do a quick inventory?
I don't know. I do kind of want to.
Do it.
But I don't. So I think maybe, should we just look at safes? Man, we have safes. We have safes.
Yeah, we got some out there. And we got the Voltex,
Yeah.
and then over here.
I meant big safes, but I was talking about.
Voltex.
But all safes are on sale. So today is the 6th day of the 12 days of Christmas. And all safes are on sale 20% off. So big safes, little safes, whatever, 20% off. That's a pretty substantial savings on some of these products, because when you're looking at a larger gun safe, it's not inexpensive. So to save 20% off is substantial. All day today, 20% off safes if you're not a member. If you're a member, you can take advantage of any of the 12-day deals. Can you hand me the sheet, please? Let me cover these real quick. Last week, I screwed up on Thursday. I kept saying the training sale was on Thursday this week. The training sale is tomorrow, not Thursday. It's tomorrow, which is my most favorite day of the year. Yay. And it's going to feed into a little bit about what I had to deal with this weekend, which has kind of got me spun up this morning. That's going to be my belt-fed segment on you. You, right there, yes. Anyway, if you are a member, you can take advantage of these deals at any point. So I'm going to go back to day one. If you're not a member, sorry, you missed it. You can still become a member and still take advantage of the deals that have already passed. So first up, we had suppressors 10% off, then pistols 10% off, then rifles and shotguns 10% off, then ammo 20%. That was on Saturday. On Sunday, we had accessories. All accessories were 20% off. Today is safes are 20% off. Tomorrow is training 50%.
Training is 50% off.
That's what I said.
Training.
I said training 50% off. It's today. Tomorrow, not today. Sorry, Charles distracted me. Charles gave me a weird look over.
Poor
his
Charles
glasses,
over there, just mind his own business, trying to keep our showroom looking awesome.
Let me check something. Uh-oh.
That's
Now
bad.
Charles got me nervous. Anyway, training's 50% off tomorrow. If you, what's the code, Charles?
For training, it's for non-members, it's Jolly 50.
Jolly 50.
For non-members.
Okay, for non-members. For members, it's Mary 50. Now, if you're not a member, you can't use that code. Or you can try, but it won't work.
Or you could get a membership first, and then it'll work.
Yep. So, or you can come in the store. So you can buy the classes online. There are some classes that are excluded from that. Classes that we don't teach, or things that like the mild and spicy drills, or
Focus fundamentals,
stuff like that. Those are not included in that. The TAC triage class, because that's not our class.
They're listed right on there.
What?
They're listed right
Oh, they are listed. So girls just want to have guns, TAC triage, any of the law enforcement,
security qualifications.
security quals or post quals, private lessons, silent night, drills, and focus fundamentals. Yes.
So our armor course.
I know, yes. We leave that one on there.
But if you are, never mind.
Hi.
Hi, Charles.
In addition to safes today, we're going to add in bags and cases too.
Bags and cases. That's a terrible shot. Liz has you on camera. And it's like 90% of the... Oh, now he left. Anyway, what? Sorry, bags. Wait, what did you say?
What?
Safes, bags, and cases.
Safes, bags, and cases are 20% off today.
Because technically you can probably
Where's your
lock.
bag? You have a bag on?
No,
Where's your bag?
I took it off.
Why?
Because it's a little bulky carrying my bag with a gun in it and my
Gun.
my other gun. I've not been the biggest fan of carrying two guns lately. It's kind
Dual
of weird.
wielding. But why have you been carrying two bags? I'm sorry, two guns.
Well, it's funny you say that because I've actually been carrying two bags too because I don't.
So we can have a belt fed Monday with Liz coming up here soon.
Yeah.
She's been trying, if you missed last week, she's been trying out some of the new hip pack stuff, fanny packs, either carrying on her waist or crossbody.
Sling bag.
And it's really more so been reinforcing the reasons we don't like them, right?
Yeah.
But we understand they are for some people are going to prefer them because of whatever their reasons are.
Sure.
But I actually kind of want to try out the last one. Since you're not using it right now, I want to try it and mess with it.
The more
Elite.
backpack looking one?
No, the Elite.
That is the Elite.
That's more backpack looking one?
Yeah, it looks like it's taller rather than longer.
Whatever. I want to
Okay.
try it. See.
Okay.
Anyway, let me continue on here. We'll do a whole thing on that. Probably not today. We won't have time. Tomorrow is gift cards. For every $50 spent, you get a free $10 gift card. And then you can get up to $50 free dollars. So you can spend $250, get $50 free. Thursday, optics are on sale, 20% off. Friday, cleaning products are 20% off. Saturday, knives. Sunday, all the sales are combined.
Except for training.
Except for training. Who is that?
I don't know.
Except for the training sale. So
Unless you're a member.
Any of that other stuff, the deals will still be on, except for the training, unless you're a member. Members can still take advantage of the training sale that day. So that's what we got going on for 12 days of Christmas. Mike, good freaking morning to you, sir. Frank, good morning. 2 is 1, 1 is none. This is very true.
Hi. Well, kind of. Not.
Ritz, good morning.
Part of my issue with having two guns is the complexity of having to choose a tool when I don't have much time to think about it. So, I brought this up before. It's nice to have the ability to use many tools and have many options, but there's a point where it could be too much, and the more things you have to think about. Now, carrying two guns is
Not normal.
it's not normal.
And not something she would typically do, or we would even typically.
Suggest.
Yeah. It's only happening right now because she's having a hard time, and don't let me put words in your mouth if I'm wrong, say so, but she's having a hard time being comfortable with her main defensive tool being in a bag and not being on her. So she's kind of defaulting to a safety net of putting a gun on her hip and then still trying out can I fit everything else that I need in a bag with a gun?
I think my biggest issue right now with the bag part is just the complexity of drawing from it. I don't trust my draw and fudging it right now because I'm working on it. So I want to dedicate more time to to training with it before I rely on it as my defensive tool. So it's just, I'm trying all kinds of things with it, but it is quite a big sacrifice. Everything in the gun world is a sacrifice. So
Yeah,
just
of some sort.
Yeah.
And it's just figuring out what. And again, we're trying it because more so she is. I do want to try it a little bit and see. I was telling her earlier on Sunday I was working a wrestling tournament up at Lafayette High School, working our front door, taking money from people, and politely asking for them to give me money.
I'm sure you were real polite.
Give me your money, sucker.
Sucker. Sucker.
And there was a bazillion people there. At least that's a real number, and I counted, so it was right at a bazillion. There were 820 something wrestlers, so you figure the parents and grandparents and coaches and stuff. There were freaking people everywhere.
If you do the math, that's a bazillion.
That's a bazillion, yeah. Right on the button.
Exactly.
So I told her I saw hundreds of fanny packs being either carried around the waist or crossbody in the 4 hours that I was standing at the front door. So they're definitely gaining in popularity. Did anybody have a gun in them? I don't know. I don't think so. Only because most of them had to go into the bags to find money. Not that they don't have multiple pouches and stuff, but just being the curious person I am, I was trying to pay attention to that when they were going in for their money, if I could see another spot that they could have a firearm or whatever and so on. But at any rate, they're becoming very popular, so they don't stand out as an odd thing unless you have the 511. Is it 511 or Blackhawk? I think it's Blackhawk. Unless you have the Blackhawk one that we have in our office.
I was like, what are you talking about?
It's like a suitcase.
Oh, I had to resist the urge at looking at the bags at 511 the other night.
Damn, this one's full. I thought this was going to be an empty. It's like putting this thing on your hip. They don't stand out at all.
You could probably fit a whole case of ammo in it too. Yeah, when I was at 511 the other day, I was trying to put blinders on as I was walking past all the bags. Because I love the bags, but
yes.
Man, I can't. So I've been carrying 2 bags so I can have all the things that I want to keep in my bag, and then carry 2 guns so I can make sure that I have a gun that I'm comfortable going for. I think that's my laptop calling me.
Anyway, she's going to leave now. I see, because the on-body gun will almost always make the off-body gun irrelevant. This is very true. And again, she's only carrying it right now that way because she does not have a high level comfort. There's your truck. With the gun in the bag being her main go-to. So we're not advocating for carry 2 guns. I mean, it's silly, truthfully. But because she feels comfortable with the gun on her waist, in a real holster, it's not because the gun's actually in a holster in the bag, but at any rate, don't carry 2 guns. She's just doing it for a trial thing. So I'm going to show real quick. All I'm going to show for inventory-wise is safes, since those are on sale 20% off today. And then we're going to dig into what happened on Saturday that kind of had me spun up a little bit. And I talked about it before because it's you. And I'm going to try not to upset you, but if I do, oh well. So safes, again, today all safes are on sale, 20% off. So we've got lots of options from Vault-Tec. And we've got some stuff from Hornady and other smaller in-car safes. So this here, these are inexpensive. Let's see if we have a price on it. $40, okay? This used to be what I had in my car, and I always used to tell people that, hey, the vehicle safe is not for storage, for a long-term thing. It's really about I can't go somewhere with it, so I'm going to put it here, okay, for a short period of time. It's not for long-term. I want to go into this, place that's scary, so I'm going to get it out of my safe that's in my car and put it on my hip and then go in there. And then when I come out of that scary place, I'm going to take it off and put it back in my safe, and it's going to stay there all the time. That is not what a car safe is for. So I was used to use one of those inexpensive ones because it was a temporary thing. I always had it cabled locked to my, frame of the seat or whatever. It's only going to stop the casual smash and grabber. If somebody comes prepared to get something like that out of your car, they're going to. Some bolt cutters cut it and pull it out. What happened a couple of years ago at a jiu-jitsu tournament, like 70 cars got broken into out at St. Louis Mills Mall. And what they found is that they were going through and cutting those things out and then pull them out of the car, smashing them on the ground. They'd break open, they'd steal the gun. Eugene, good freaking morning, sir. Hi, Liz, you're back. But there was only one that they came across that they could not get the firearm out of, and it was one of the Vaultex. They smashed it on the ground several times. It was one of these life pods. I don't remember if it was the bigger one or the smaller one. I don't even know if we have any smaller ones. Oh, here they are. But I don't know if it was a bigger one or a smaller one, but they took it out and they smashed it on the ground 3 or 4 times and it would not come open. And so they left it. They just moved on.
They're so dumb. Like, why wouldn't you take it with you?
Yeah, I know. Well, they were trying to be fast and it didn't happen fast. So anyway, so now that's what I've got in my car. So spend good money on good gear. Don't store your freaking guns in your car. That's not what those are for. So you can just have it with you every time you go somewhere, and it's in there, in your driveway or in your parking lot at work or whatever. It's for when you can't have the gun on you and you have no other choice and you need a place to put it. That's what those are for. And we have other safes, larger safes. Again, all these things are on sale as well. I've got one here, and I've got a couple out in the little vestibule. I'm afraid to go out there because I'll lose you guys, but we've got a couple. So 20% off of safes going on all day today, and 50% off of training starts tomorrow.
50, not 15.
50. I said 50. Roll back the tape.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. All right, so I want to talk about Saturday real quick. This is going to be my all right, whoops. Sorry about your feelings, but I don't care about your feelings kind of thing. And if you're watching, you know it. You know you did it. And that's okay. So Saturday we had a class, Carbine 3 class. It's not always a heavily attended class because it's far into the progression and we don't do them very often, and not a lot of people go through all of them. And anyway, sometimes we have 8 people in it, sometimes we have 2 or 3 people in it, sometimes we have 1 person in it. This weekend we had 1 person in it. I sent that 1 person an email and said, hey, if you can't make it, please let me know so we can reconfigure what trainers are doing what that day and keep everybody busy. No, I got nothing back. That's okay, whatever. Student ran into Vinny on Friday, said, I'm excited for class tomorrow. It's going to be just me and you, and we're going to get you some fun stuff. And then he didn't show up on Saturday.
Sad face.
No, it was not a sad face. It was a mad face. I was hot. Only because then I've got Vinny here twiddling his thumbs, right? That is not doing anything. There's always work that can be done, but it's not nearly as productive, especially on a weekend. So I was pretty hot about that. And then
I'm back.
she did it.
I didn't do it.
She didn't do it. She had a women's awareness class, which earlier in the week we had 8 people in. As the week progressed, ladies started dropping out of it. And we make accommodations for that as long as it's more than 24 hours. I get it. However, this is most frustrating to me because this is something we did for free, and this is why I hate doing free stuff. And people ask us, well, you should give that away, and should be a community thing, and we try it, and nobody freaking shows up. Anyway, it dwindled down to 5 people, and out of those 5 people on Saturday, only 3 showed up. So the 3 who showed up, thank you very much. for being responsible and coming out and learning stuff and having a great time.
Yeah, we did. We had a good time.
And I really want to tell everybody else to go pound sand because it just irritates me. Now, for Vinny's guy, he did call in and he apologized. He had his excuses, whatever they were. They're still just excuses, but he called in and he apologized, and Vinny's working with him to get it scheduled for another time.
We're nice people for sure.
Yes.
And we try to accommodate, and life happens, and all. Like we understand that, but it is being taken advantage of.
We want people to get the training, but we get taken advantage of, and it gets tiresome. It gets tiresome. So I was kind of spun up about it, and our general refund policy or return policy or no call, no show policy is that if you need to move a class, as long as it's within 24 hours of the start date, we'll do it. Like, we understand, hey, something's going on. If you just don't show up for something and then you call me, this happened the week prior, somebody showed up 20 minutes late for a class, then was mad that they didn't get in, and then they called in and were like, hey, just move me to tomorrow's class. No. For one, we didn't have a class the next day for that particular course, but no, it doesn't work that way. I would happily move that person if they had called in and said, hey, this is going on. Sorry, I tried it. My car battery was dead. We understand, right? But when you show up 20 minutes late and then you get mad at us for us not letting you into class when you've already missed all the safety stuff and everybody else, there were 24 other people in the classroom that made it on time. One that didn't. Everybody else made it. So everybody else was responsible. You weren't responsible. You got to own that.
Yeah.
So
Merry Christmas, Mandy.
I am going to try to not let my emotions get the best of me and
Well, yeah.
be a jerk, but
It's-
I get tired of it. Huge program Vault Tech. Okay, next best thing. Hardpoint mounted steel boxes for. Oh, absolutely. So to have something, and you can. There are companies out there. Gosh dang it! I have one in my Jeep. Drawing a blank on the name of the company.
Gunvault, Hornady.
No, it's not a common one. It's not something that we carry here. Anyway, they make car safes for cars that will replace your center console or go into your tough box. Yeah, that's them. That'll go into your center console and they bolt in, so you can't just grab a hold of it and go. Phil needs a couple days off. Let's see. Gordon, good morning. Oh man, this is such a pain in the butt.
So
Sorry,
Jason
guys.
said something about people not valuing free stuff, but they will overpay for overly expensive stuff just because it is expensive.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
It is interesting, and it is infuriating, and it's 100%
Yeah,
the truth,
it's true.
right? It really is. That we did this giveaway on this women's awareness class in November, I think, or
I think it
October.
was October, yeah.
Yeah, where if you bought a CCW or basic pistol, you could take this class for free. We've had so many of those free ones that have not shown up. And they take a seat from somebody else, and it is just gosh dang infuriating to me.
Hi, Papa. Good morning.
And Scott, you're not wrong. I could use a couple days off, and I'm getting ready to go into the most stressful day of the year for me, which is tomorrow, the 50% off sale thing. Because we have
Should've did
the
belt fed
same
with Bill tomorrow.
The same stuff happens tomorrow. People will buy a class at half off and then they won't show up for it, or they'll pick this one and then want to move to this one and then get mad because now they need to go back to this one, but that seat got sold now and they can't go. What do you mean I can't go back? I already had the seat in that class. Well, you moved and then somebody else took it. So it's going to be a day for sure. I saw something about IDPA and I don't know where the heck it is.
How do you get? Where's the class posted? I think is what he asked.
Oh,
Where's the IDPA SO?
Oh, Nick. So Nick, Jason will send it to you. It's on the website, but you can't find it directly. I don't think we've got some complications with it. It's not working the way that we want it to right now. I actually have to bother Charles about that today. So, because the website is.
I wish
not
I could have turned the camera just at that perfect moment that Charles looked over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not working. But we've got it available for you to sign up. Jason can send it to you.
I promise I'll show. Pepper spray.
I saw something about pepper spray.
When do you think we might have a pepper spray class? I promise I'll show. We're working on it.
Yep, we are working on it. That's another one that it could be a hugely valuable course, but not a lot of people will see the value in it. There are some classes that we do right now that are very valuable that people just don't understand because you don't. It's not. If you said, "Let's go do somersaults and shoot guns," people are like, "Yeah!" Hey, let's learn how to use your brain and not get in a fight and avoid situations. Oh, that's dumb.
Dumb. Boring.
Right? And it annoys me, but it is what it is, and it's okay. It's not on the website yet. I'll get it. It'll happen here soon. I promise. We're gonna figure that out, how we can rearrange it and make that so. But I got to talk to Charles, and Charles doesn't come in as early as I do because he's a slacker, so I haven't got to talk to him yet. To an OC class, I take it with him as well. Neither want to carry a firearm, and so we've got one coming. We're working on one. There's going to be a kind of a combination of some awareness and deployment of OC and how all that works, and yeah.
So let's talk about the classes that we have available to people that want to buy classes tomorrow, so they can be prepared.
Okay.
Okay. So what sort of classes do we offer, Philium?
We have somersault with a pistol class.
Jackpot. That's what I'm signing up for. Tactical tumbling.
Tactical tumbling, for sure. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there.
Paul, so yes, that OC class that we are developing is that as well. It's kind of an all-encompassing thing. We do have one for just ladies right now, but that OC class is going to be more of a co-ed, or will be co-ed.
Yeah.
So, but all of those things will be definitely in there. What?
I was just handed this by some off-camera elf named Charles.
He's not here yet.
Yes. This is the, what the hell do we call this thing?
Gift of training.
Well, yeah, but it's a gift
It's a
card.
no monetary value piece of paper.
If you want to buy a class tomorrow at 50% off for your wife, your brother, your sister, your uncle, whatever, you can do that. Hey, I want to buy my uncle a CCW class. You can do that. You buy it at half off. Write down their name, Bob Smith, and the class, CCW, and what date you bought it for, or you could buy a space holder, and then you can put this in their stocking or whatever the case may be. Okay, it's not something you redeem for anything else. You don't have to bring it in. You don't have to do anything with it. They buy you a class. You just show up for the class. But this is something you can give to somebody to present them with.
It's like a card. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so some gift options for classes, or if you're wanting to buy the classes for yourself, take advantage of the discount.
Good job, Charles.
It doesn't go there. So let's start with the basics. So there's 3 basic disciplines that we cover here as far as firearms go. Handgun, rifle, shotgun. We have the basic class of each one of those. It's a 4 to 5 hour class. And that's understanding function of the gun, loading, unloading, safety is in all of our classes. But basic operation and building confidence and sight, smell, sounds, and getting to know the platform in general, a very big picture sort of thing. And then practicing on the range, not, what am I trying to say? At your own pace.
Yeah.
Okay, so the basic classes are at your own pace. Handguns, we have an intermediate course, intermediate handgun. That's when we do a refresher of the basics, but it's more purposeful practice on the range. So we incorporate a few drills in there and kind of get you to understand what it looks like to have training on the range, not just, pulling the trigger and putting holes in paper. So we start to develop that training mindset in the intermediate.
Yeah, how can I get more out of just standing here? and shooting at this piece of paper.
And
Like, to understand that, because truly in the basic pistol class, it's I tell people, and I'm pretty sure she does, and Vinny does as well, that we don't really care what your target looks like as far as how accurate you're being. That's awesome if you're shooting really well, but it's more about the exposure to those sights, sounds, smells, feels that go into shooting. Because for some people, it doesn't make any difference. For some people, that's a huge part of shooting. Just that. We had it Saturday in a private lesson. We had somebody here who was from Argentina, yeah. From Argentina, was super nervous about going downstairs and shooting. So much so, she asked if we could just use dummy rounds downstairs. Like, she just wanted to use dummy rounds, didn't even want to do the live thing. She ended up doing the real deal, and I think had a great time. You were the one working with her, but that, just to be able to hear the gunshots go off and feel the recoil, that's a huge part of shooting for her.
Yeah.
You know, for the student that I was working with at the same time, not as much. She's already been kind of inoculated that. She was brand new to trying to learn how to shoot, but she'd already been to, she was at the range the day before with friends and was like, I think I could do this better, and I think I could learn better from. It sounds weird to call myself a professional. From a professional, like
you're right. That does sound weird.
I'm so good at this. You know, come see me. I hate that.
This guy right here.
Me. But that's a huge part of it. Sight, sound, smells, feels. The accuracy and safety is paramount, but accuracy is secondary. That's a weird word, accuracy.
You say it a couple more times and it'll be even more weird. Good morning, Andy.
Andy, good morning, sir.
So intermediate is, well, you're really, what I want people to take away from an intermediate is you're also assessing how safe you are with your gun, because defensive 1 is when we go beyond the line. So we're no longer separated by those bulletproof panels. We need our students to have the safety rules committed to memory. In basic and intermediate, we're still helping you develop those safety habits, you know, and reminding you to take your finger off the trigger, reminding you to keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. The class is very, very structured where we're watching you like a hawk. Now, not to say we don't watch you like a hawk in all of our classes, but when it comes to defensive 1, when we go beyond the line and you're sitting right next to other students, us watching you like a hawk still exists. And if we notice that your finger's in the trigger as you're putting your gun away, or if you start to turn around with your gun, that's the time when we ask you to come back and take that class another time after you've developed those safety habits a little bit better.
So we've had people get frustrated with us when we do that. You know, and it
doesn't happen often, but it definitely.
A lot of times people are like, I get it. I screwed up, I get it. And they own it, and that's cool. I've had people, when they come back and they're trying to lock their slide open and they have to turn the gun sideways, that's an immediate like, whoa. You're not ready for that class yet. That if you have to look to see where the slide stop button is, you're not ready for defensive 1. The prereqs to take defensive 1 are to have your CCW permit or to have taken a basic pistol class from us. If you got your CCW permit 6 months ago, a year ago, and you haven't done anything with it, and that was your first exposure to shooting, you're not ready for that class yet. Most likely. Some people might be, but most likely no.
And even if you're good with the safety and all that stuff, you still run into the part of learning. You know, you're missing out on some things that you could learn and build your level, your foundation better. If you're in a class that you're not quite ready for, it's going to be hard for you to retain those things because you're still kind of going over the fundamentals. So
I want to address a couple things here real quick. So Gordon, first off, asked, do you still do free do-overs for classes someone has previously taken? Yes. So if you paid for a class before, if you got a class free somehow, some way, you won it somewhere, that don't count. But if you have paid for a class and you want to retake it, you can retake it. It doesn't cost you anything. The only thing that we ask is you wait till 2 or 3 days, kind of depends on where the class falls, right? 2 or 3 days ahead of time, If there's still a seat left, reach out to training, and we'll make a determination. We might say, hey, we've got a couple people asking about it. I can't put you in it yet. Or sure, no problem. We'll throw you in it. You can retake a class for free. We have several students that do that all the time. Almost every weekend, we can count on getting an email from one of a few students like, hey, you've got a seat open in this class. Can I take it?
It's
Absolutely.
awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
And we freaking love it. Miss Cynthia, good morning. I think there was another one. Oh, no. Jeff, good morning. Earl, why are you asking about another man's size? So, Earl, I carry a Shadow Systems MR920L. So, that's gone forever. So, with a comp, but that's what I carry every day. Same gun that she carries. She carries the same gun. And come over here. And she's smaller than me. So it's about how you carry it and so on. Jeff Alley, good morning. What's wrong with Phil's face? There's lots of things wrong with my face. Carol, yes, my face is naked. It's not completely naked. I have a little... I was thinking if Phil said it. Earl, you are most welcome. Damn it, I had something else I was going to say, and you guys got me all discombobulated. I don't know. We're running short on time, though.
Okay, so handgun classes.
Oh, I remember now. It was appendix. No, you can't take it with an appendix. That's coming too, hopefully. An appendix draw course, and then my initial thought on it is right now is that if you take defensive one and then you take the appendix draw course, after you take the appendix draw course, then you could take the other classes from appendix anytime. Okay, it's just one more thing that we have to be sure of. Your draws and really more so your reholstering, not only for yourself but for the people that are around you. Because again, it's not like an IDPA in a competition. You're the only one up there. When you're standing on a line with other people, you're holstering, and I wish I had a blue gun with me, but you're holstering. We see a lot of people when they do this appendix, they'll turn the gun. This is my pew-pew. They'll turn the gun this way to put it back in their holster, and that's not okay when there's somebody standing to your left, or if you're a wrong-handed person standing to your right. So, have a fat kid-friendly appendix carry course. It's all good.
You want a 360 turn?
I was expecting to see you on Sunday at the match. I ran into a couple of students out there, and it was kind of cool. And then one of them went and went searching for my kid. She
What?
did. She went to a group of the wrestlers that were working the concession stand. I was like, hey, who in here is related to Phil Balsamo?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Aiden turns around and is like, me? Come here,
You
kid.
It's wingman or what?
That was awesome. So, anyway,
Okay.
continue on.
Yeah, okay, so basic, intermediate, we're just talking about handguns right now. Basic, intermediate, and then we got defensive 1, 2, 3. Defensive 1, drawing from a holster, picking up the pace a little bit, clearing malfunctions. Defensive 2, reloads, some movement back and forth, side to side. 3.
Mag changes.
I did say mag
Oh, did you?
changes.
Sorry.
That's the
I wasn't
first thing
listening.
I said. Surprise. Defensive 3. Using barricades, target transitions, and then you get to low light. We're basically taking defensive 3, putting everything together, turning off the lights, shooting one-handed, using flashlights, understanding that whole dynamic. Which
Shooting one-handed is one of the bigger things of low light.
Yeah.
I mean, understanding light discipline and that sort of thing a little bit, but it's really about how do you control your gun and see what you need to shoot.
Yeah.
So,
And then we got rifle classes, carbine 1, 2, and 3 as well. Basic, if you need the basic, carbine 1, 2, and 3. We don't have an intermediate for that. Same thing with shotgun. Basic shotgun and then shotgun 1, 2, and 3. They're fairly similar to the handgun as far as what you're going to be doing in those classes. But as you can imagine, the higher up you go, the more dynamic the shooting environment is, and the more that safety is required, and the more rounds that you're going to go through. So one thing to know with the shotgun classes, because at our range we require you to shoot double-aught Buck or slugs, Once you take a downrange shotgun class, shotgun 1, 2, or 3, you have the ability to use birdshot only when you're in class.
Yeah, only when you're in class. Yeah.
Not take the class and then you can come back and shoot birdshot whenever you want. That's not what that means. It just means that in that class, when we're going to be shooting a lot more, you can use birdshot only while you're in class.
So just so that you guys don't like, why is that's not fair?
Mm-hmm.
So birdshot are itty bitty, teeny tiny little BBs. They lose energy very, very quickly. When you're standing at the benches and shooting the backstop, that backstop is 30 yards away. By the time the BBs hit the rubber in the backstop, they can bounce off of it. It's not a safety concern. It's not a bounce back and come hurt anybody, but it's a bounce up into the target systems and screw all that stuff up. That's why we don't allow it. When we're in a downrange shotgun class where we are closer to the backstop, that birdshot will still hit the backstop hard enough to bury itself in the backstop rather than bounce off. So that's the reason why. I still birdshot is less expensive. It's less recoil. Defensively, if you're actually going to run a shotgun, you're going to want double-aught buck, not slugs necessarily. Taking a shotgun class in with 100 slugs would be brutal.
Unless it's in a 1301.
You first.
That's not so bad. What? Okay.
Do it.
Do a shotgun class with all
With
slugs?
yes.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
do it.
Science, that's right.
Okay. Pistol rifle shotgun. Got it. CCW.
Move faster.
Definitely the most popular class
Yeah.
that we have, without a doubt. Do you need your CCW?
No.
No.
Technically, no.
You should get it.
Absolutely, yes.
Ask yourself the question. Do I know what it means to use this gun defensively? Do I know what that means? So I'm not going to go into that because that's a whole other topic.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, let's see, we have women's awareness class. So that's not a gun class. That's a conflict avoidance, understanding criminal behavior, trusting your gut, a couple physical things to get out of a tight spot. What else?
That reminded me.
Say it.
I want to.
Then do it.
I was talking at Jiu-Jitsu this morning. I was talking with Coach Johnny about doing another women's class there.
Yeah.
And I have some ideas floating around in my head of some kind of
Collab.
do a couple of weeks there, like a progressive thing. Let's just say you do
Ew.
3 weeks there at 1 day a week or something, and then you do 2 weeks here. It's just 1 or 2 hour sessions either place. It's just something bouncing around inside this grape of mine that I know I want to.
Exciting.
I want to do. Uh-oh. Is that your person? I know. That's good. Okay. Sorry. Squirrel. But I want to get something scheduled. I told him I'd really like to do something in January, not for that combination course, because that's something we got to figure out, but just the women's self-defense course. January's super hectic and crazy, so maybe it'll be January, it might be February, but it's a awesome time, and they do that very inexpensively too, and we see the same damn problem with that. They do it inexpensively to try to get people to show up, and people don't show up, and it just irritates me. They'll say they're coming, and then they don't show. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
What other classes am I missing?
Realtor safety.
Oh yeah, realtor. That's a new one. Yeah, if you got any realtors in your life or know any realtors, we offer a realtor safety course.
Yeah, SHOT Show is coming up soon. Myself, Liz, Angel, Chris, all going to SHOT Show. I don't really want to go, but
I do. I'm excited. I've never been to Vegas.
Yeah.
Never been to SHOT Show, obviously.
It's fun. It's
bonkers.
too much in my brain. It's too much. Chris is like, yeah, I go talk to this person, and then I go talk to this person, and I run over here and I go talk to this person, and come on, Liz, let's go over here. Chris is like a man on a mission when he goes there. It is hysterical. And Chris can talk. There's too many people there for me. But CCW pole dancing course. Yes, that's coming up next week. Thongs and crop tops.
Oh boy. Oof.
That's what we're doing. Can't believe I just Dan just cackled over there.
What the? You're right, Jeff. It's not as much fun with you without you.
Why do I let my
You can
words
help Phil teach
work
that.
with my job? I gotta. That connection between my brain and my mouth has got to get better.
Well, it is Monday, so.
Chacho is great, but I never find the people to talk tech about gear. Not at your level, Jason Brown. You got to go find like the engineers and stuff.
Right.
You go find the guy that's been working at SIG for 5 years, and you're like, well, why is this got a radius of this, and then instead of that, and then does it do this? And the guy's like, what? That's definitely a Jason. Multi-gun classes. Yes, I actually just talked to somebody about it Saturday, or maybe it was late last week. I'd love to. It's complicated because of just people's experience. And how many people say they're ready for something like that, and they're not. And they're just not. So, I don't know. I would like to say yes. Again, it's the cool kid stuff that people want to do. Like, I want to throw some NVGs on, and I want to run around. For one, we're in an indoor range, and we're very much limited to the direction we can shoot. Very small angles, and only if you're in the right spot can you shoot any sort of angles at all. And then you just, I don't know. There's some complications to it.
I think we can offer cool guy shit. I think we can. But it's just a matter of filling it because we're limited by the smaller area here. There's a very limited amount of high-level shooters that are going to be interested in taking the time for a class like that, because the multi-gun class is going to definitely require a longer class. And it's hard to find enough people to fill up a higher-level class like that to the point where it's worthwhile to run on a normal basis. So while we have those things, in the works and such, it's just we need more people from further out, to come here, so that way we can.
We just need an outdoor place. That's what we need. Anyway, yes, Jeff Alley, you can. All right, we got to run because you got classes starts in 10 minutes, so and your person should be here.
Should be.
Hopefully, any minute.
We'll see.
We'll see how that goes. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us today. Real quick recap of the 12 days of Christmas. Again, if you're a member, you can still take advantage of any of these things. First up is suppressors, 10% off. Pistols, 10%. Rifles, shotguns, 10%. Ammo, 20%. All accessories, 20%. Safes, what do you say? Safes, bags, cases. Are all 20% off today.
And that's whether a non-member or member.
Yep, that's because it's today. Tomorrow, training is 50% off. Wednesday, gift cards, you get a free $10 for each $50 you purchase. You can get up to $50 free dollars. Thursday, optics are on sale, 20% off. Friday, cleaning products, 20%. Saturday, knives. Sunday, all those deals that we just talked about are back on the table, except for training. Unless you're a member. I wanted to so bad to smack your elbow. I don't know why.
I saw it in your eyes.
My inner child said, do it! I should have.
Is your inner jerk.
Whatever. Merry Christmas to you too, Mr. Jeffrey Alley.
You filthy animals.
All right. That's what we got. It's going to be a party, so come hang out with us. 14803 Manchester Road in beautiful Baldwin, Missouri. 10 to 8 Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 6. That's all we got. You guys stay safe, be nice to one another. We'll catch you soon. Later.
Awkward pause.
Awkward.